but I always wanted to do design and hands-on experience with the engineering and see how the design comes out in the real world.
I got into the consulting engineering industry through my previous work in construction. When I got my engineering degree, I actually thought I was going to just have a career in construction and went to work for a contractor. And originally thought that was where I was going to stay, but as things progressed, it was a really down market at that time, so there just weren't a whole lot of job opportunities. And the one job that I did get when I graduated, I thought was going to be a career job, and it just didn't turn out that way. So I ultimately ended up going to work for a consultant, a geotechnical engineer consultant. And the more I talked to people, I thought the more I wanted to be in private industry and ultimately be in business for myself, which is where I ended up.
Because I graduated in December of 2020 at New Mexico State University with my degree in civil engineering. And prior to graduation, I had one internship, and it was with an internship in Arizona with a contractor. And they focused primarily on highway construction. So they would build roads and highways and bridges. And my internship was to be an estimating intern. And really what that means is that I would estimate the quantity of materials that were required to build these roads. And I didn't really know exactly what it is that I wanted to do, but I was just trying to look for some experience. And I got done with that internship and realized that I definitely didn't want to do that. I wanted to probably focus more in the design realm of engineering. And so as I was approaching graduation, I was just looking for different opportunities. And, I went to career fairs, and I actually got a hold of a friend who had a prior internship with Bohannon Houston, which is the company that I'm currently with right now.
I did my master's degree from New Mexico State University, and after that was kind of in the market. And first job that I started was with the University of North Dakota. So that's quite a change in terms of weather and everything. But I took that job. That was kind of research, energy and environmental facility there. Same time I started my PhD. But I realized that I am not the person to finish or dig much into the research side. But I always wanted to do design and hands-on experience with the engineering and see how the design comes out in the real world. So that's where I started looking for jobs. And then I got my job in Delaware. I moved there, and that's how I started my consulting world.
At the time, there was sort of a slowdown in the engineering industry, but I was fortunate to have opportunities in government, in construction, and in consulting engineering. And so as I weighed the options, I decided to pick the consulting engineering market because I did like what it offered. It offered challenges with working with clients. I liked the idea of the private sector component of engineering, and I also looked forward to the risk and reward that consulting engineers offers.
When I first started college, I didn't really know what I wanted to major in, probably like most new college students. I knew I was good at math and I liked problem solving, and so I figured engineering. So I actually started off as an electrical engineer in college. Quickly found out that it probably wasn't for me, so I started as a mechanical engineer, and then I got a student internship at Bohannon Houston. Bohannon Houston's a civil engineering firm, and I quickly realized after being hired that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And so I quickly changed my major to civil engineering, and I got hired on at Bohannon Houston, and the rest is history.
Initially, when I graduated from college with a civil engineering degree, I did work for a consulting engineering firm. And I found out about that job actually through my father, who worked in the public sector, but he had heard that this company, they had just gotten a bunch of contracts, and he said, I bet they're hiring. So I interviewed and I got the job with them. And then over time, for various reasons, I did go back and work for the public sector. And then I had children and I didn't work for a little while. And I got offered the opportunity to come back and work for a consulting firm here at Smith Engineering. And I accepted it mostly because they allowed me to work part-time and I could be flexible. And I recalled from working in the public sector, at least at that time, they were not that flexible. You didn't really have that opportunity that you did in the private sector. So I was really happy that they allowed me to do that. And I've been at this company now for 18 years because of their ability to work with me and, my family schedule at the time.